The number 13 Washington State Cougars, who have been in the news lately with conference expansion. Are they Power 5? Where will they go? They're headed to take on UCLA, and they have a lot to prove this whole season. But UCLA, who's unranked, facing a top 15 team, is a 3.5-point favorite. The Bruins, Vegas loves them. Here is Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer to tell you why you should take the Bruins to cover.
The Bruins are getting the points at home versus a top 15, top 16 team against Washington State. Not unheard of, but it's doable. How do the Bruins do it? I think they're going to cover because they've got a defensive line that's most unlike the majority of the Pac-12 teams, and especially unlike anything Washington State and Cam Ward has faced this season. The Bruins have been forcing turnovers. They're in the top 25 in forcing turnovers, having forced 9. I think UCLA gets Ward down at least 3 times with 3 sacks, quite a few tackles for loss, led by Leatu Latu, and I think they forced Cam Ward to throw his first interception. All that, and I'm not sure the Cougar defensive line is as dominant as Utah's will be or was against UCLA and Dante Moore. I think Moore, after the bye, has a rebound game, and the Bruins put up some much better offensive numbers coming off a bye, just like Washington State. Hey, that's all the Bruins got to do to put up the points against the Cougars. Locked On UCLA, Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Go Bruins.
Hey, guys, I got to ride the hot hand here with Washington State. When they have so much to prove this season, and wins don't exactly equate to a brand building or a team going to a Power 5 conference. They could go undefeated, win the national title, and still not get that. But at the same time, the echo in the locker room is that that's the case. Jake Dicker, for him, that's the case right now. So I'm going to take Washington State here. UCLA, noon. There may be 15,000 people in that stadium. The atmosphere is not going to play a role in this. They put up 7 points against a Utah team that got thrashed by Oregon State, who Washington State beat. Transitive property doesn't work in college football, but it does for me right here. I'm taking Washington State, Kenton.
Yeah, it's always a great day for me when I get to talk poorly about King High School graduates. For those of you who don't know, I went to Cass Tech. It's a rival of King. We're rivals with one another. Dante Moore graduated from King. And I'm going to tell you this much. Dante Moore will be Dante less this game. I'm telling you what, this Washington State defense does not get their proper respect. They can create some turnovers with the best of them. But more importantly, they've got a Heisman candidate at quarterback. They don't have a guy that's good. And Cam Ward, that man is a freak of nature. I look at him and I think to myself, he is what I expected De'Aaron King to be when he went to Miami, had it not been for the injuries and whatnot. When I watched De'Aaron King play when he was healthy, I see Cam Ward's game. I see the translation and the overlap right there. 2 guys that are freakishly athletic, but they also have that timing and that rhythm and that, I know where the window is, where I need to hit it. I'm telling you, UCLA's defensive line is good, but it's a small thing to a giant for a quarterback who doesn't depend and rely on creating out of chaos. He's a guy, I like it in structure. I like to know once I hit the top of my drop, the ball needs to be delivered here. And Cam Ward does better than anybody in the country just about. So that's why I've got the Cougs taking this one.
Dono, does the board agree here?
The board does agree. I wanted to make the case for UCLA, but honestly, the only reason why the spread is only 3 is because they're the home team. And then, Drake, you made a good point about the fact that it's a noon game local time. And, Los Angeles is a lot like Miami where I live. It's hard to get people out for a noon game. It's a similar sort of culture out there. And also, I will take that solid experienced defense against a true freshman quarterback. Now for UCLA, they are coming off the bye week, which can be a good or a bad thing. Sometimes people maybe just assume, you're well rested. Everything. A lot of times teams come out flat after bye week. So for a lot of different reasons, I'm taking Washington State to cover. This probably should be more like a 5.5 point spread. The fact that it's only 3, I see opportunity here.